A primary school has sparked outrage after revealing plans to slaughter pet pigs living on its farm. Children as young as 4 have been helping to look after the animals at the school in Leeds. This summer, they will be slaughtered and the meat will be sold. Just clearing up, that sounded like the children.
I was just
No, it's the pigs. It's the pigs. No matter how naughty they are, that's not going to happen. The head teacher says it will help teach pupils about being good, about the food chain. What do we make about that? Clearly, pigs, not pupils.
No, I can't bear the thoughts of it. I can't... You know, you can teach them about the food chain. You can explain to them that that's what happens with meat, but letting them watch these little piglets and feeding them and help look after them and then they go off to be slaughtered. I don't know.
Bacon.
From as age as 4, I'd be traumatised. I'm traumatised now thinking about it. So at school age, I just don't think they need to.
I'm with Colleen. I fully 100% agree with Colleen. I think parents should have that decision. And a 4-year-old, as much as, you know, with some of these children, they're on farms and things, so if you've been raised around animals, then that's fine. But if you're a child that's just, you know, going about your normal life and then you're looking after this little piglet and then 12 years down the line, the piglet's gone. I know that I would be an emotional wreck. And I think parents should have more of a decision on what their children...
Well, I'm presuming that they're told, obviously, that this is why they've got the pig. It's not just a pet. I mean, obviously, food... You know, people need to know where food comes from, don't they?
Yeah, for me, this is a perfectly normal part of education, and it's all about how you do it. So if you put these 2 pigs into the school from the outset and you say to these kids, here we are, this is Pinky, this is Perky, and they look after them for a year and then they go, and now Pinky and Perky are going off to be slaughtered, that would be a different conversation. They're not doing that at all. They've been told, the children, from the outset that this is what's going to happen. They're looking after these pigs. And actually, it's educating children about animal welfare. It's about that when they eat meat, they know what they're eating. They don't just think that they're eating something from a packet wrapped in plastic and they have no association with the animal. So the headmaster's actually trying to improve animal welfare by teaching children actually that we eat too much meat as a society. And you know, he is vegetarian. The people that are, you know, kicking up the biggest stink about this are vegan activists, and you know, I get their point of view. But a farmer who's got young children would be watching this item and laughing and going, where do you think the meat on your plate on a Sunday or whatever comes from? And their children, they just grow up around it and it's normal and they have a very intelligent view of the food chain.
No, and I understand that, and if they've grown up on a farm, yes, they've got used to seeing the animals there one day.
But that's what they're trying to do with kids who aren't growing up on a farm.
I just don't think... I think you can tell them that, you know. I know where meat's come from. I haven't had to raise something and then send it off for slaughter.
Yeah, but
I know
we all know when you're showing
happens.
something in a textbook, you're kind of looking out the window, you're not really concentrating, whatever. It's the physical manifestation of the food chain.
No, I'd be traumatised.
You know, Jamie Oliver will tell you he's got kids much older. I mean, there's one child that's at this school who's 11, who's given her... And she said, we're perfectly fine with it. You know, obviously there are kids in the school up to the age of 12. We're learning about the food process. And Jamie Oliver will tell you, you know, he's come across kids at the age of 12 who don't know what an avocado is or something. You know, they just think that everything comes from the supermarket. They have no concept of where their food comes from. And I think that's what leads to poor animal welfare, because then you get mass-produced meat where the animals aren't looked after. These pigs are being very well looked after by these children.
I think to go back to what the head teacher Peter Harris has said, and you're quite right. You picked up on the fact that he is a vegetarian. He also, the school that he is head teacher of, has 1 meat-free day a week. He says that I don't think we are desensitising children through keeping the pigs. Children will learn more about the provenance of food and animal welfare issues. The pigs will live twice as long as commercial pigs, and as you say, they will live in a lovely environment. But I can remember the moment that I found out that the chicken that you get that is all wrapped up or that you know, eat your stew or whatever, it was the same as the cluck-cluck chicken that kind of runs around. OK, I wasn't 13, I'm 7 or something like that when I finally made the connection. And it was It was horrible. I think all children go through that, where they realise that actually the food they're eating comes from the animals that they learn about on old MacDonald's farm.
But maybe if you've been taught that from 4, you wouldn't have that big revelatory moment because you just know it.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I found out in a horrible way because I saw it. We were at a market and actually saw it being slaughtered, which was a bit of a shock. But there we are.
That was abroad, right?
It was abroad, yeah. It wasn't in this country.